So what have you found out?
We're going to continue to engage.
No, what did you find out?
Well, I think the conversations are ongoing, Senator.
Well, what did you find out so far?
All right, well, that's Idaho Republican Senator Jim Risch playing offense there on what was a mostly one-sided conversation yesterday. It was during the Senate Energy and Natural Resource Committee hearing where Senator Risch told Interior Secretary Haaland he was going to focus on one thing and one thing only, and that would be the Lava Ridge Wind Project. It's a massive plan to put a wind farm just outside the Minidoka incarceration camp, like 400 wind turbines on nearly 200,000 acres, according to the Bureau of Land Management. Risch and the rest of his congressional delegation, including Idaho's entire legislature and Governor Brad Little, they all oppose this project. And as Risch points out, and Andrew Bartline learned, a BLM report backs him up.
For a Senate hearing, Idaho Senator Jim Risch
what Idahoans want.
did a lot of talking, all for the Biden administration to catch wind of his top concern concerning federal lands.
I want to focus on one thing today, one thing and one thing only, and that is the Lava Ridge Wind Turbine Project in Idaho. Have you heard of it?
Heard of it?
Yes, I believe
U.S.
so.
Secretary of the Interior Deb Haaland
Senator,
oversees the Department of Interior, trickling down to the Bureau of Land Management. That's where Magic Valley Energy proposes up to 400 wind turbines across nearly 200,000 acres of land, just outside the Minidoka National Historical Site internment camps. Magic Valley Power is owned by New York-based LS Power. Risch opposes the project.
And you didn't know anything about it, but that you were going to look into it. Is that a fair statement?
And this interaction
yes, I suppose.
isn't exactly
Okay. So what have you found out?
considered friendly.
Thank you, Senator. And,
You don't need to thank me. Just answer the question.
well, thank you for
What were you wanting to get out of that?
Well, I wanted to get a legitimate exchange with her about how she felt about it and what the agency was doing about it. And what you saw was what we always get from the bureaucrats.
going to continue to engage.
No, what did you find out?
That is
Well, I think
not much. You have to prod them pretty good to get an idea of where they're going and to deliver the message.
And that message is pretty clear.
And so I'm telling them, take advice from your own people and don't do it.
In March, the Idaho Resource Advisory Council finished their subcommittee report,
They're the ones that create this advisory.
advising specifically on tribal perspectives, historical preservation, wildlife, recreation, grazing. For every single category listed, the council recommended Alternative A, to not build any wind farm.
What did you find out?
But Senator Risch
well, I think the conversations are ongoing, Senator.
Well, what did you find out so far?
can't get it out of
The
her.
Nothing?
The conversations are ongoing.
By the end of the hearing, Risch just hopes they started listening.
The message is loud and clear from Idahoans. And I want to deliver that message to the administration and to these people that are going down the wrong path.
The Bureau of Land Management says they have received 11,000 comments from their 90-day feedback period, and that period ended just at the end of last month. That was in April. And these comments will be made public sometime this summer, hopefully in the next month when I talked with BLM. And the final environmental impact study, just a draft is out right now. That's not going to be finalized until this winter, and it's going to look through all the different proposals. Like there's a major proposal, then there's the option to not do anything. There's a lot of different options. They think by next winter, they're going to have an idea of what they're looking at for the final draft.
Okay, so it's still a ways out, but if the governor, the legislators, the congressional delegation, and even the BLM say this is a no-go, why we have to wait that long? I know it's a bureaucracy thing and it takes that long, but I guess I don't see how this goes beyond that.
Well, this is just one subcommittee of this whole entire project. Okay. BLM as an overall organization didn't say this is a no-go. This specific subcommittee said we don't support this for these reasons in these specific categories.
Gotcha. Okay, that clears it up. All right, thank you very much, Andrew.